Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fran, I'm from Venezuela, and today we're going to be watching a video called Why Australia is the Only Place with Road Trains. No idea what this is and what are road trains, and why Australia is the only place on Earth that apparently has them. But I'm very interested to see what this is all about. So come join me and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So let's hit play.
Australia is known for its unique and extensive use of road trains, which are exceptionally long and heavy vehicles. But
Okay, let's get out of the way. Long and heavy vehicles. But I don't know why it's different, because I think all places have, like those very large trucks. They usually are, or at least I've seen them just because they're used to transport like goods and stuff like that, but it's especially like in large companies. But I don't know why they're different in Australia.
Is it only in Australia you see road trains? In this video, we will dive into the multiple reasons that Australia uses road trains.
I can see them. They're like, yeah, they're actually like, they look like trains, but it's an actual car. It's a truck, but it has like a double, I don't know, like a cabin, double cabin, or maybe I guess that some of them have like 3, 4, or maybe more. So yeah, it is like a train, but it's not a train. It's a truck instead of like like the cabin with the actual like conductor, the train conductor. It's an actual like truck. That's so weird.
But first, you might even be wondering, what is a road train?
Yeah, I'm definitely
wondering. A road
wondering.
train is a type of long combination vehicle that consists of a prime mover.
Yeah, you see, you can have like 2, 3, 4, or whatever, how many it is. But actually, I think I've seen them before, or at least some that are very similar. I think I've seen them in other countries.
Pulling unit, which is pulling multiple trailers or semi-trailers connected in a series. Road trains are characterized by their exceptional length and weight compared to standard truck and trailer configuration.
I have to say, like, when I'm driving, I'm always scared in like on narrow roads where it's just like one road. Well, it's like 2 lanes, and there's like a lot of like a curvy road with a lot of curves and not just straight ahead. I'm always nervous when I have to like pass one of those like super large trucks with like double cabins, because it's like, oh my god, the cabin is gonna like smash me against I don't know, like the road thingy, that separates like both roads. So I'm always scared, and especially and also in highways, like I don't like being like right next to them. I find them scary.
In Australia, road trains can consist of 2 to 4 trailers.
Okay.
However, sectors such as mining, agriculture, and bulk freight use even longer combinations of up to 7 trailers.
Yeah, that one has like 3, 6, 8. That's a lot. How weird it must be to like drive one of these things. It must be so weird. I mean, obviously like they're trained for it, and they obviously have to do like undergo a lot of training, I'm guessing. But it must be so weird to like drive one of those things, like it's so heavy. Like you must be like mad skilled.
The first road train was invented in the 1930s. The road train consists of an 8-wheeled tractor unit pulling 2 trailers. The road train was around 22 meters long and weighed around 36,000 kilograms. Today, the total length of a road train can reach up to over 53 meters.
That's so long. And oh my god, I can't believe. And also, like, I'm wondering, like, what sort of industries use that, because in my, I don't know, at least maybe I'm just imagining in my, I don't know, in my imagination, I'm guessing they use, because we have technology these days, so like why do they still need like these trucks? Because I'm guessing I don't know, like we don't have any other like means of transport. I don't know, like, but I mean, I'm guessing like mining, it's probably one of those things that you can't really transport in. It is, you have to be like careful, I'm guessing, and you can't really transport that in trains probably, or I don't know, maybe it's just easier because they're not. You don't have to like build an actual like train track. You can just like drive around in normal roads. So maybe it is. Maybe it is actually quite useful.
feet, and they can have a total gross weight of over 200,000 kilograms. This massive weight and long road trains
I think
have
there was
some
like a kangaroo over there.
infrastructure limitations, as there may be certain roads, bridges, or areas with weight or length restrictions that road trains must comply with.
Yeah, they probably have to take like the long road because you can't really circulate when with a lot of like with other vehicles, with normal vehicles.
There can therefore be a major planning task in choosing the right route through
Yeah,
the
I'm
large
guessing
country.
they also have like routes that they constantly use, and they must be like settled and set, I guess. And if you're a driver from for one of these companies, it must be like a certain roads that you have to like drive this truck in, and it's not like, oh, surprise, like what am I going today? And they're like, oh, this one, it's new. It's probably like a set of routes that you already know like where you're going.
This leads us to the first reason that Australia uses road trains. Australia is the world's sixth largest country by land area, with vast expanses of remote and sparsely populated regions. Road trains provide an efficient and cost-effective means of transporting goods across long distances in these areas.
Okay, so it's cheaper. Okay, so there's not another technology has not come that far. It's just cheaper.
Where there may be limited infrastructure and transportation options.
Yeah.
The use of road trains allows for the transportation of larger quantities of goods in a single trip, reducing the number of trips required and overall transportation costs. Imagine an additional cost in operating 4 trucks with 4 drivers who all must have wages and
Yeah, of course, and not just the wages. Also probably like the space. It's just cost effective. Like however you look at it, it's just cost effective.
added wear and tear on the truck engine, rather than one truck pulling 4 to 5 trailers, moving the same cargo.
Yeah.
This is particularly advantageous in Australia's remote regions, where distances between towns and
It's so far
cities
away.
can be significant. Here, routes can extend over thousands of kilometers, and the driver can be on the road for weeks. In order to allow such
Oh my
long
god, weeks? That to me, like, it's insane. Like, how can you be driving for weeks in the same country? Like, that to me is such a like weird concept. I'm guessing for like if you come from like a very large country, like I don't know, the U.S., Canada, Brazil, it's normal. But I think if you're from another Mexico, it's actually like pretty big in India. But if you're from another place in the world, from a relatively small or medium country, like a lot of Europe, a lot of the rest of the American continent, it's so like weird. The notion that you have to be like driving around weeks and you're still in the same country, that's insane to me. Because in other places, if you drive weeks, I'm gonna get like to like 3 different other countries. It's so weird.
and heavy trucks,
And
Australia
I'm
has
guessing like they
developed
have to like I'm guessing they sleep in motels. I'm guessing they don't actually like sleep in those trucks, right?
a regulatory framework to accommodate the safe operation of road trains. It includes specific licensing requirements, vehicle design
Yeah,
standards,
like I said, like the people that drive these things, they must be like so skilled, and they have to be undergo what I'm assuming is a lot of training. That it must be take months, and I don't know, maybe even years. I don't think that you can drive around one of these things just because like, oh, I took like a 6 months course or something like that. It must be like, no, you're probably like you start as a co-pilot after you do like your training course, and then maybe after I don't know how many hours, then you get to drive your own truck. But it must be like those people like mad respect, because seriously, it must be so hard to drive one of these things.
and road infrastructure guidelines to ensure the safe and
Oh my God, look
efficient
at that.
operation
Yeah,
of
like,
these long
It takes
combination
so long
vehicles.
to like turn around.
This may include oversized load signs, reflective tape, and warning flags. The specific requirements for signage and
Yeah,
markings
because it must be also so dangerous.
vary between states and territories. But now, you may be sitting and thinking, why don't they just load the goods on a train and transport
I
it?
did think
Which
think
leads
about
us
it.
to the next reasons. Australia's train network, compared to densely populated countries with extensive rail networks, such as China, Japan, or European nations, Australia's train network is limited in terms of coverage. The train
And
network
you know why I think that is? It's probably because, like those train lines come from, it must be like very old because obviously trains was like the first like big means of transportation that we as a society had. It must be like, because Australia is so big, but it's also like sparsely populated. I'm guessing it's because they didn't really have need to like put train tracks all over this country. So I'm guessing it's probably because of that. It's so sparsely populated that they probably don't have like a good, yeah, I don't know what they call like train lines. I don't know if that's the right term, but it's probably because it's that. It's because it's sparsely populated. So there was no
primarily
need.
serves the major cities and some regional centers along the densely populated
Yeah.
eastern and southeastern coasts. In the interior and remote regions, they may
I have
have
to say,
limited
like,
or
that's a beautiful landscape. It's gorgeous.
no access to the train network. This is also because of a low population density in the remote areas, making it challenging
Yeah.
to justify the economic
Yeah,
viability
it's
of
quite sad if you think about it because, everyone deserves, a right to a good means of transportation. But obviously, like, a country and a government's going to be like, we're not going to, like, it's not justifiable, as they said. We're not going to, like, move millions and we're not going to allow and allot millions of dollars just to put, like, a train station in a town that has maybe, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 inhabitants. So, it's sad, but it's the reality.
extensive rail infrastructure. The sheer size of Australia's landmass and the challenging terrain in many remote regions present significant cost and feasibility challenges for expanding the train network. Why the solution of the road trains came alive, which at the same time seemed to be a faster and more economical solution to the Australians. However, the Australian road network is generally well suited for road trains, with long, straight stretches of highways and roads.
It must be nice to drive around this place because it's straight, it doesn't have any curves ahead, and it's flat. So obviously that makes it better because imagine having to drive these trucks in like a very curvy road or something with a lot of like uphills and downhills. Like you can't. It must be a nightmare.
Facilitate their maneuverability. These roads are designed to handle the size and weight of road trains, including the necessary turning radii and bridge and overpass clearances, making
need
it
to
suitable for road
Calculate
trains.
those turns correctly.
So, the main reasons why Australia is the only place with road trains is Australia's unique geography, limited train network coverage, low population density in remote areas, and the suitability of the road network have contributed to the prominence of road trains as a transportation solution. This has made up for some unique trucking rules, as you won't find other places that allow such long trailer combinations and such high total weights. Also, Australia is one of the few places where you regularly will see both the conventional truck with a long hood and the shorter cab-overs. Cab-over trucks are often favored in
There are
urban
so many types of trucks that I can't even like wrap my head around. To me, like it's just a truck. But obviously, if you know about these things, it's like no, there's like a lot of variety.
areas or applications that require maneuverability and easy access to loading docks. Conventional long-nosed
I have
trucks,
to
on
say,
the
like
other
that's the size of a house. Like look at that truck; it's huge.
hand, may be preferred for long-haul or
That's the
heavy-duty
size of like a small apartment in a normal European town.
operations, where aerodynamics and driver comfort play a significant role.
Look at that; it's
But
just
what
ginormous.
does the future of road trains look like when you look
You
at
know
the
what? It looks like Transformers.
constant demands for reducing emissions and increased requests for greener solutions? First of all, the current emission standard in Australia is Euro 5, where most of Europe is 6, and the extended version Euro 6C, with even stricter emission requirements. Also, both in Europe and America, more and more electric truck versions are coming. But just try to imagine an electric truck pulling over 200,000 kilograms and 4, 5, or 6 trailers. Not to mention the logistics of establishing a charging network in such a large country with such
It's gonna take like the power grid of like the entire country of Australia and the entire continent just to power these trucks. They do have a point, but I'm guessing that there's must be a solution, like maybe use solar panels. I don't know. I'm guessing they're probably working on a good solution, but I'm guessing it has to do with like other forms of energy.
long distances from region to region. We think it will be decades, or if it ever will be a feasible solution, we can just wait and see.
Okay.
What do you think? Will all trucks be replaced by electric solutions in the future? Leave a comment below and let us know your opinion. This was everything for today. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for much more.
I think, in theory, they're good, like they said, but also I don't think they're probably going to be replaced. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be maybe not replaced by electrical sort of like trucks, but maybe they're going to be replaced by drones or something like that, or maybe like they're figure out a way like to do like subway tunnels and they just like send it over. But I'm guessing probably they're gonna exist in some form. But like they said, like the solution, it's gonna take years to, if they ever do change this method, it's gonna take years. I do think they're gonna invent something. I don't know what it is, but they're probably gonna invent something. But it's gonna take decades. But yeah, that was so interesting. And I didn't really know there was like so many types of trucks. But this was really interesting, and I hope you find that interesting as well. And I'll see you next time.